Society in general is at fault, but also social media, our own skewed mindset.
Conveys powerful subconscious messages.
Men, just in general, all the things they've constructed on so many people, on races, genders, systematic things. I think they're to blame for a lot of things, and I think they need to sit down for a little bit and realize how they can completely revolutionize themselves.
The generation before us,
the media, celebrities, and how they're like, oh, now I'm going to change myself to fit what society wants me to fit.
Society is a byproduct of humanity, but humanity is also a byproduct of society. So we create all of these rules that we live by, but then we also force ourselves to follow these rules. We as humanity have created them. So it should be equally as easy to dismantle them.
She's tall. Our society's ideas of lips, curling eyelashes, thick eyebrows, tan, beautiful, but not too tan. She doesn't wear long legs, perfect skin, and forever young.
I didn't really ask myself.
I don't think I ever asked myself that.
Don't really recall like a specific time.
I've never done that. I never really think about myself being beautiful. That just never ever crosses my mind.
I definitely have. I think probably the first time was around middle school.
When I went into middle school, because everyone's changing then, everyone looks different and starts to grow into themselves. And that was definitely a time where I questioned if I was supposed to look the way I looked.
Around middle school, when we used to take like this big like team photos, like everyone. 6th grade was the first time I ever wore makeup to a picture for school.
The end of 5th grade and the beginning of 6th grade. I would start to notice the way that my body looked in pictures. Automatic internal comparison that I started to have. I don't look beautiful, or I don't look like the girls that I'm seeing when I walk into the mall and I see the Victoria's Secret models.
Upper middle school, like 7th or 8th grade, when people started to care about looks.
When I was really little, 7, 8.
Like, I remember looking at myself when I was 3 years old being like, I hope I'm pretty when I'm older. From very, very young ages, you question whether or not you're beautiful, and you look for male validation, and you look for validation from anyone. You want everyone to think you're pretty.
I'll wear something different if I go to a family event than I normally would. And still, I'll get a lot of criticism from my grandparents about the way that I look. Lots of snide comments.
I'm not moving enough, I'm not exercising enough. The clothes that I'm wearing don't look good on me because, you know, my body form doesn't fit it.
Oh, you are not as skinny as you should be. Oh, you have a lot of acne. Oh, your smile is not the way that an ideal man would like. No man would like to marry someone who doesn't carry themselves gracefully.
My uncles too, like they're always like, oh, let's see what Lila's doing with her face now.
Definitely when I go back to China, like I'll go back during the summer and then I'll literally be like this tone. They'll think of me as like so dark. Everyone wants to be white there. It's just like a sign of like wealthiness and like a sign of beauty.
In general, people with darker skin are just not seen as beautiful. It's the lack of representation, because like even with representation of African Americans and Black Americans in media and in Hollywood, it's generally of lighter skinned people.
In India, there are beauty standards that are at a higher level than they are here. Colorism is a really big thing in India. Going to India, I would almost always see like Fair and Lovely cream ads. The ad is always the same. It's like on the bottle, a before and then like a spectrum and then after. And the first one's like really dark with like tons of spots, and then the other one's like lighter, like clear, like blemish free. And it's insane how people will judge you for the color of your skin. People will like try to figure out what status you are in life by the color of your skin. Part of the reason was because of white supremacy and British colonialism, because that really factored into our standard of what we think is superior.
Being uncomfortable in my ethnic features made me like want to cover it up. That's how I was when I was younger too. Like I wanted to fix it. I wanted to be blonde so bad when I was little. I would literally cry. I just wanted to be white. And I know I'm like white passing, I have light skin, but I still have these ethnic features. I wouldn't say I fit the Eurocentric beauty standard, but I don't understand why that can't mean I'm beautiful.
I was taught so young that like being yourself sometimes needs to be changed in order to fit the standard of beauty that you're trying to achieve.
My insecurities always change, but mainly it's the comments from others which make them worse. For example, a backhand compliment.
Kind of disgusted and ashamed of myself. I just feel like a monster sometimes.
Growing up in the Midwest, I thought I had to look a certain way because these other girls looked this way. No one else looked the way I did. It really made me hate myself. I wanted to change and I wanted to be different. Inner beauty is what got me to this point. For a while, I was like, have to wear this because this is what everyone else is wearing, and I have to have this face shape, and I have to be this weight. Over quarantine, I actually started like saying affirmations to myself. Like I would look in the mirror while I was doing my makeup and I'd be like, you're so pretty, like everyone likes you, everyone wants to be you, and you're beautiful, and you're irresistible. That's what I would say a lot. Maybe you might not believe it at first, but the more you say it, the more you believe it. And I feel like just loving myself, learning how to love myself really got me to a point where no one can tell me anything.
For pretty much up until quarantine, I felt I definitely needed to look a certain way because social media was telling me that that's how I should look. My mom was telling me that that's how I should look. So I believed that this is the way that I should look. And then after quarantine, I sort of just grew into what I wanted to look like. And I think that it's better because I feel more comfortable with how I look and who I am.